And in today's video guys, I'm about to show you the best game user settings here in Fortnite Season OG, just to make sure that you guys have the best performance possible and directly also the best settings for competitive, since we all know there's gonna be tourneys here in OG Season. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and make sure to use code leStripeZ in the Fortnite item shop guys. This would help me out so much. So guys, and what I want to do in the first place is go into your Windows search bar and type in that %, temp%, just like right now on screen, and open up the folder. Then once you're in here guys, you want to click under local and press F on your keyboard until you can find Fortnite, then open it up, go into saved, config, Windows client, and there you have your game user setting. In the first place, before you actually try to change anything, always go into properties and make sure that the attribute read only is actually unchecked. Other than that, you can't change anything in there. Then we're going to open it up, and this is exactly how it should look like. In here now you have a bunch of settings, basically everything which you can apply which is not available directly in Fortnite. We have so many additional settings, so therefore I'm about to show you what to apply. So for the first option guys, we have B motion blur, and this one you want to put to false 100%. We don't want additional motion blur, it just makes your game look super weird. Next up we have B show grass. This one you're going to put on false as well for less textures in the game itself. B show FPS should be on true of course, since you want to see your FPS in game. And now super important, B user GPU crash debugging should be on false. If you have this enabled, Fortnite basically has an extra service running in the background, always scanning if your Fortnite crashes or whatever, collecting these data and sending them actually to Epic Games. So therefore you want to make sure that this one is on false, because this is service running 24/7 in the background. And as well, stop rendering in-game background. This one you can keep on false right now. B latency tweak 1 you're gonna keep on false, latency tweak 2 on 1, and B latency flash on false. Next up guys, DLSS quality you're gonna keep on 0. Then in here guys, all of these here are basically modes which are only really important for DirectX 12, so therefore just let me put them on 0 and 12 just to make sure that they're actually turned off in the background. Then my display gamma guys, this is exactly the number which I'm using, 2.41 and then 4 zeros. This is in my opinion the best in-game display gamma. It's basically how bright your game is and looks really good. Then my user interface contrast is on 1 just simply for the colorblind mode. Then next up guys, we have B allow full game download. This one should be on false, and the same as well with cellular download. This one should be on false as well. Next up we also have B allow download high-res MIPS. This one you want to keep on false as well. We don't want a high resolution texture, so therefore keep it disabled. The same as well with the B allow low power mode. This one here should be on false as well. This is only a mode made for basically laptops, so therefore if you're a laptop gamer right now, you want to have this one on false. Next up guys, what's like a nice little trick is under DirectX 12 you can actually enable low input latency mode, and this one you can kinda also enable if you're using performance mode, so therefore make sure that low input latency mode is enabled, is on true. You can find it directly here in the config. And next up, BU's V6 should be on false 100% unless you're playing on 60 or 75 Hz. And now for my resolution guys, I literally made a whole entire video of the top 5 best resolutions, which you can check out on my channel guys. It's literally all of the best resolutions which you should try out here in OG Season Fortnite, and this was one of them. You can just simply type in there for your X and Y exactly which res you want to play on. For me right now you can see I'm using a quite stretched resolution, so therefore you can maybe try it out yourself or check out the video. Definitely also what's super important guys is your audio quality level. This one should be on 1. If you have your audio quality on high, it even says directly in Fortnite that it will cause stutters, so therefore put it on 1. Then for my frame rate guys, I explained this already so often. Actually, if you have anything higher than 75 Hz, I'm talking 120, 144, 240, 360, all of these Hz monitors, all of these high refresh rate monitors, it always makes sense to put your FPS exactly 3 FPS underneath your maximum refresh rate. Since I'm playing on 360 Hz, I put it to 357. This basically helps the Unreal Engine with syncing the picture and resulting in less latency. You can Google it yourself. Fortnite is running on Unreal Engine 5, and this actually makes a difference. Then also super important, if your display doesn't support HDR, you actually want to make sure to put your use HDR display output onto false, because this is basically like a color enhancement mode, so therefore you want to put it actually on false. Other than that, it's running in the background. Next up, full screen mode of course on 0, since we want to have direct full screen, not windowed or anything like that. It's going to result in more input delay. Ray tracing you want to of course put on false guys, because why would you play on it? We want to go for maximum FPS. And now under scalability groups you can make sure to copy all of my settings in here guys. The only thing which you can maybe change is the resolution quality. If you want to play on something like 70%, you know, it kind of gives you a really nice FPS boost, but it makes the game look a little bit worse, so therefore you gotta test it out for yourself. I would say anything between 70 to 100% is perfectly fine. Then other than that, make sure to copy all of my settings here. They're literally the lowest possible which you can get in-game, and the same as well with the chat settings guys. Here you want to make sure that you copy all of mine, since there are a bunch of them which are always disabled, which are actually causing FPS drops since there are multiple services running in the background. So therefore make sure that you copy all of these here real quick. Just gonna give you a few seconds so that you can pause the video maybe and copy all of them. For the DirectX preference mode guys, I'm using right now the performance mode, which is running obviously on DirectX 11, so therefore you can try it out yourself, but definitely guys make sure to use performance mode if you're either on Nvidia or Intel graphics. Other than that, and AMD, you definitely want to use DirectX 12. and now I'm going to show you the best in-game settings. If you guys ever wondered how I get so low ping in Fortnite, it's actually because of the GR booster. You can try this out for absolutely free with the link in the description. It's also the tool which Mero, the FNCS winner, is using, and the GR booster is basically improving your ping by finding the best DNS server in your near. So therefore, just simply launch it, select Fortnite, and you can see, guys, we already have improvement of 138%. The ping is insanely low, like even for rank 10 milliseconds is super low, guys, which means in creative I would get probably 0 ping right now. And you can even see the connection between your PC and your router and the actual game server. And what's the best about it, guys, is adaptive intelligent routing. This means that it's actively in the background always going to look for the best DNS server, making sure that you have the least amount of ping. So therefore, check it out with the link in the description, guys. It's amazing. Okay, guys, and when it comes down to the best in-game settings, I'm about to show you how you can make your Fortnite look exactly like mine, which is, by the way, super colorful, and you can literally see everything. So in the first place, what you guys want to do is go into your in-game settings and of course make sure to put it on full screen, guys. This is so important. Then next up, for the resolutions, as mentioned, I'm playing right now on a stretch run. You can find everything in my latest top 5 stretch resolutions video for OG season. VSync should be disabled. My frame rate is, as mentioned, 3 FPS capped underneath my maximum refresh rate. Then of course I'm using the performance mode since I'm right now here on an NVIDIA card. Then here are all of my brightness settings, which are on 121, user interface contrast 1x, colorblind mode on per turn up, and the colorblind strength on 7. Then next up, guys, for my 3D res, as mentioned, you can go as low as 70% if you really want to, guys, but for me right now I keep it on 100, viewing distance on near, textures on low, and then of course report performance stats on disabled, guys. Then we're going to enable this, go over to game settings, and in here you want to make sure that you directly select your region, guys. Don't leave it on automatic because Fortnite might connect you with a more stable server which is further away. Keep it on the one region where you're actually from. Then of course next up as well, guys, preferred item slot. Make sure that this one here is actually set up because it's so good actually once you land on multiple weapons. I really don't know why there are so many people who don't have this set up. And then we're gonna go over to our game UI. In here my HUD scale is actually set to 80%. This is what I prefer. It looks the cleanest in my opinion. Once we actually take a look at in-game, guys, you can see it looks really nice. And we're going to take a look at settings, go over to mouse and keyboard. And of course, guys, anything between 5 to 8% on 800 DPI is the sweet spot in my opinion. Then once we go over to audio, of course, make sure that your sound quality is set to low. This is super important. Other than that, you might actually have in-game stutter. And of course, if you're playing maybe on a low to mid-end PC, maybe try to turn up visualize sound effects and see how good your performance actually is. But for me right now, I can actually run it, so therefore I'm keeping it like that. And those are the best in-game settings for the best performance and best visuals in Fortnite. I hope this was helpful. And if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and make sure to check out the 2 videos which are right now on screen, where I'm going to show you the best resolutions for Fortnite and how to boost your FPS in Season OG.